Hello, I'm Scott Brady with Overland Journal and Expedition Portal, and I am here in beautiful Anza Borrego, Southern California, with the V4 Multistrada. Now, this is an all-new engine and in many ways an all-new bike for Ducati, but it is much more than ever before an adventure bike and a touring bike. The thing that I noticed immediately was the improvement in refinement with the bike. Overall, the packaging is much tidier. The TFT screen is not only readable, but highly functional as well. But it retains a lot of that energy and excitement that you would expect from a Ducati. And it is beautiful as you would expect from a Ducati. But how does it really work as an adventure motorcycle? And for me, that's the most important question. Is this something that we could hop on and ride around the world? And in many ways, this bike is the best of the Multistradas for travel around the world as well. It's a lot more comfortable, even down to a heated seat for both the main rider and the pillion as well. So the bike is comfortable, low wind noise, low buffeting, really stable at high speeds. In fact, this is the fastest I've ever ridden or driven anything today. And the bike was very stable at those speeds, which was really reinforcing to me as a rider. Now, the motor is really the heart of this motorcycle, and it certainly is the heart of many Ducatis. So this new V4 makes 170 horsepower, which for an adventure bike, it seems like something that may be excessive, but I can think of a few times in my life where I've needed to pass a chicken bus in a tight corner in Ecuador or some crazy country. And it's really nice to have that a little bit of extra power when it comes to passing. And if you're gonna ride a big motorcycle, it might as well be fast. Now, the negative that comes along with that is higher fuel consumption. Today I saw, with very spirited riding, mind you, just over 30 miles per gallon. Now, I think that would probably improve into the 40s easily with a little lighter throttle. But on the dirt, we got a little bit better fuel economy, closer to 40 on the dirt overall. Now, let's talk about the performance in the dirt. Now, this is what surprised me most about this bike. I expected it to perform well, to be fast on the road, very reassuring and sure-footed on the road as well. But what really impressed me was the performance in the dirt. And let's first talk about sand. Sand is kind of the nemesis of 1200 class motorcycles. It's the things that makes these buyers shake in their boots, quite literally. But sand is actually something this bike did very well. I think some of it has to do with the counter-rotating crankshaft, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that this bike only weighs 474 pounds, which is about 100 pounds less than some of the equivalents in the class. So a lighter bike with a counter-rotating shaft and a really effective Pirelli Scorpion Rally tire. Now, these tires kind of remind me of a Continental TKC 80, but they're better in many ways. They were really good off-road. I really had a lot of secure grip, and it gave me a lot of confidence as a rider because of the effectiveness of the tires. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I didn't care for in the dirt. Now, this is a shorter overall travel bike, 7.1 inches in the front. So you notice it in a large G-out, larger events, that it will blow through the travel, especially if that event comes up quite sharply like a rock or an edge of a ledge. So it will blow through that travel quite quickly and throw you off your line. The other thing that I noticed, which would be quite easy for them to fix, and I'm sure that they'll consider it by even maybe the time that it hits market, but the traction control intervention is too high at the lowest setting. So even if you say, give me the least amount of intervention, it is probably 60% more intervention than you would want on this kind of a bike in the dirt. Now, a good example of why you don't want that is a failed hill climb scenario. So as I'm climbing these hills, if I was even on one on traction control, a lot of intervention. So that is something that I'm sure that Ducati can easily address. And of course, you can address it as a rider even today, which I just turned off the traction control and everything worked beautifully. Now, the ABS was the contrary to that. It was awesome. The ABS was highly effective. When you go into enduro mode, rear brake comes off, front ABS stays on, and it works great. So overall, we're seeing a great improvement in refinement, overall quality, rideability, comfort on the road, 5.8 gallon fuel tank, responsive motor, and much improved dirt performance. So this is certainly, in my mind, the most adventurous of all of the Ducati Multistradas.